In a previous video, I took you through the rationale of asking out a woman, although the 7 steps could apply really to anyone. Recently, a friend told me about a classmate who would ask her out regularly. She would say no, and his friends would then pester her about why. This got to a point that she was pressed so often that she finally told him in exasperation that he smelled, although he smelt no worse than any other teenaged boy. But it did not stop there, as then he would shower every morning and walk up very close to her and demand to know how he smelled. My friend said that maybe it messed him up because it made him insecure. A more realistic rationale would be that he was trying to break her will with recurrent harassment. So if you do not want to turn out like this young man, then here are some words of advice for trying to foster a relationship with someone. First, make sure that it is a mutual interest. While unreciprocated affection or admiration seems nice, it is often objectifying. Second, make sure to understand that aspects of someone that are real are also essential. To put it another way, everybody poops. That is, people are not dolls or video game sprites. We are organisms with limitations, and it is not right to be put on a pedestal. Third, if you do ask someone out, have an idea of different things to do. Also, you do not have to take sole onus over what you do. Nobody said that dates had to be surprises, so plan with the person things they want to do with you. See a movie, go to a gallery, or maybe go to an event. In other words, have a point. Fourth, yield control. It is too easy to want to see things in stages like going out once or twice, then to dating, then to going steady, and then to a relationship. Likewise, we want to see this with affection. Hand-holding, then to hugging, then to kissing, then to fondling, and then to sexual intercourse. You do not have to initiate or engage in escalation, nor should it be expected, but rather communicate with your date so that you have mutual understanding. Fifth, a date is not a status. Too often we change our relationship status on Facebook and think we should resign ourselves to that. But relationships are messy and rarely comfortable. If you feel that a relationship will help your self-esteem, then you are seeking someone for the wrong reasons. A cognitive behavioral therapist and certain journaling exercises can help you to feel more and better comfort with yourself, regardless of your relationship status. Sixth, respect boundaries. If someone says no, do not press them to change their mind or tell you why. If it makes you feel demoted or denied, try to check in with yourself and forgive yourself for making a mistake. Respect the personal and physical boundaries of others. Calling, invading personal space, or making unwanted physical contact and having friends pester the person are all forms of abuse. If you would not want someone doing these things to you or someone you care about, then do not take these actions. Seventh, have fun. Remember that the reason you ask someone out or try to form a relationship with them is so that you can have fun. This does not mean that you have to be together for every second or that the time spent is to interview potential lovers. If you must inventory the person at all, do so in retrospect, that is, after the date. Maybe the person is fun, but do they have similar values and goals? Maybe they are attractive, but do they respect you? If the person does not meet you where you are in life, then perhaps it is better to not have a longer-term relationship with them. If they remind you of a friend, recommend them to one another. If you both are looking for a non-committal relationship, then you can always try things out a bit more. Eighth, avoid the words friend zone, nice guy, or rejection. The main reason is that the friend zone concept brings up a major problem, like feelings of entitlement to women, a presumption of women's obligations to men, or the idea that you are a nice guy. As mentioned in previous videos, being a nice person should not come with expectation, obligation, or imposition to do anything against one's will. Leave it alone, because while you term yourself as a nice guy to say that you are worth consideration, the problem comes when that feels like a transaction. While you might not be suggesting a transaction, a lot of people will think you're saying, "I've been a good boy, so I deserve a medal, a cookie, and or to touch boobs." Instead, think about it this way. Affection is not a question of access, even if it may feel that way or some people treat it that way. Affection is something we share with one another. Imagine someone you do not find attractive or interesting as being affectionate with you in a sexual way. You say to stop, but they persist, and all they say is that they are a nice person. So instead of seeing it as getting what you want, take a step back and make sure that it feels okay for everyone. If you have done something before and now they do not want that, do not read anything into it. Accept that the person wants something else, and try to appreciate it if they share anything with you. Ninth, an erection does not mean entitlement to sex. Believe it or not, there is no such thing as blue balls. Some prolonged states of arousal can bring about pain, but this is extremely rare, and usually alleviated by sexual release through self-stimulation. In other words, if he or she had you hot and bothered all night with no release, take care of it yourself. There is no shame in it, and if someone is genuinely interested, then they will be glad to know that they excited you. This does not mean you should always tell someone, of course. The main point here is that just because you are horny does not mean that you should take priority if the other person is not in the mood. Honestly, if worst comes to worst, touch yourself with them there, possibly kissing you and talking sexy to you. The important thing here is consent. Believe it or not, while this idea of touching yourself while they talk sexy to you and kiss you, while this usually does not lead to penetrative sex, the release is more intense with a partner. Think of it as making love without penetration. He or she may not be in the mood for penetration, but still want to share affection with you. A lot of people enjoy someone special getting off, and for those with a penis, using a condom for this can help save on mess and cleanup. In the end, it is way better to do this than to commit date rape or spousal rape, which are the most common forms of rape. Finally, accept mistakes. Maybe you were wrong about the person, or maybe you moved too fast, or maybe you had a bad idea for a place to go or thing to do. All of this is okay, and not a reflection of who you are or what you are worth. Everyone can make a mistake, and if the date does not work out, then let it go. If you see the other person, be courteous and conscientious. Keep your mind on here and now, not there and then. If you feel like apologizing, do so and be specific. I'm sorry for bothering you. I'm sorry that the restaurant was not up to par. I'm sorry that I had to take that phone call. I'm sorry that I had you pegged all wrong. Apologies are reasonable and right things to do for one another, and go a long way to show that you value someone's time and company. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. If you want to, you can go ahead and click like and subscribe, and if you want to, you can also support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.